Hello everybody, welcome to this vlog. It's been a while. I've got a lot to catch you up on. I am now 8 months postpartum. Baby boy is 8 months old, which is crazy. He has learned so many skills. I'll have to do a full update with you guys, like milestones and things that are happening now, because I now have a fully mobile baby. He's not quite walking, but he is crawling, he is standing, he takes some steps like when he's holding on to things. A lot has changed. It's currently 7:40 a.m. We woke up at 7 this morning, and that's another thing. I can't wake up before him right now because we wake up, guys, we're up through the night so much still. Anyways, we're up through the night so much still. I have never ever had a full night where he like sleeps through the night. Our best nights, he wakes up 2 to 3 times. Are you gonna wave? Hi! Hi! Anyways, enough of that. We'll talk more later. Right now, let's get his breakfast ready. Oh, you pooped. Oh, you pooped. I smell that. Let's get Mom's coffee going first. Okay. Alrighty, what do you want for breakfast? You want pancakes? Okay, okay. I made a big batch of pancakes the other day. They're super easy. You don't even have to follow a specific recipe. This is yesterday's coffee. I want to reuse my mugs. I think I'm gonna wash it out. I love this. Look at this, guys. Beautiful. Okay, I'm sorry. Alright, let me get these warm. Let's get you another puff. Alright, I'm just all over the place, guys. This is why I don't film. I've been liking this cup. So we went straight, oh rats. We went straight to, oh, that's too much. As I was saying, we went straight to straw cups for him. It just is supposed to be better for their oral development, teaching them like how to use their mouth rather than a sippy cup. So we went straight to a straw cup. And I like this one because it has a stopper, so like they don't accidentally take up too much, typically. Are you ready for your next puff? For some water. And it's a little like tumbler style, so this was nice for traveling. I might make a video on our first flight, but we'll see. Although it looks like a little stainless steel tumbler, it's not stainless steel, it is silicone. So I don't know about you, but my baby's still, I mean, he's in the phase of grabbing things and hitting everything. So if you get hit, do you need another one? Okay. If you get hit in the head, it wouldn't hurt. I usually give him 1 puff at a time while I prepare his breakfast, and then he's happy and I can actually get things ready without him crying. So that's my hack. It just stresses me out a little bit because I'm like, I'm obviously watching him to make sure he's not choking too. There's your next puff. Let's get breakfast. All right, here's what we're gonna start with. This is how I'm cutting up his pancakes right now. Smaller pieces, not like such big pieces, because he just puts the whole thing in his mouth. So I'll see if I'm able to prepare him some fruit too, but this might be enough for him. Whoa, 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 whoa. No, Bubba. Well, I did set this up and I was gonna get ready to start filming and say, he's finally happy, let's talk. As you can hear, that's not my kiss. He was happy because he was free ranging in here, and then he found my tripod and about toppled the camera. So, put him in his playpen. The playpen is so nice, guys. Random little hack, if you don't already know it, you need a baby playpen, because once your baby starts to get even somewhat mobile, to be able to put them in a safe space that like has toys for them, you don't have to worry about them, so you can go to the bathroom or do something for a few seconds in peace. It's a great idea, but once they're really getting mobile and they know the possibilities, it just gets harder. So once he calms down enough, we're gonna have a little chat. I'm just gonna fill you in on as much as I can remember. That's gonna be for a later time. Time for my coffee to get cold.
I'm not a big garden person. I don't spend a ton of time on it. I want to make it look like cute, but I don't have time for that. So what we have right now, this is the carrot patch here. You can see they're doing pretty well. I was gonna plant more. I might still plant more in that empty space behind there. And then we have our green onions. That's all that survived. I tried to plant more, but they didn't survive. These are my celery plants, and I did not harden them after they came from the greenhouse. I didn't let them adjust to the outdoors. So we'll see. This one seems to be doing okay. I don't know if you can even hardly see them. 3 little garlic chive plants. Clearly it's not looking super cute. There's not a whole lot going on over here. I planted some potatoes and I don't know if they survived. Over here is the green bean patch. You can see we've got some little ones coming up, so I planted a row. These grow so well. And then yesterday I just planted more, so excited about those. But that's my little garden.
Baby is down for a nap. He fell asleep at like 9:05. It's 9:38 right now. I watered my garden. I stole some of his pancakes. I've got some peanut butter and syrup on them, and then obviously my coffee because, like I mentioned, sleep has been so bad, guys. Let's just have a little chat, catch up a little bit. I know it's been a while and maybe you guys don't really care, but for those who do, let me fill you in. I want to get back on a schedule. I love making videos and I want to just feel like my life has some structure again. So I'm going to try to get back to at least every other week posting. I would like to post every week though. Obviously I'm filming this video now, and at the time of filming I am editing the thrift and gift series, the first video. That should be up by the time you're watching this. I'm very excited about that. If you haven't watched that, basically I am asking my subscribers to send me their wish list for their baby, and I'm thrifting for them, and I'm just gifting you. I go out thrifting, yard sailing, try to find things on your wish list and send it to you. And I just ask that if you are willing to, I'd really love if someone would be willing to film themselves unboxing. I think that would be super fun. I love Pinterest. I love lots of pictures. I need to get a good idea of what we're looking for. I need to know how old your baby is currently so I can know, and like where you live so I know what to shop for, seasons and whatnot. I'm willing to branch out and maybe also, you know, thrift for you guys, like start doing some bundles where I thrift some pieces for you and some pieces for your baby. That might be fun. So I am open to ideas if you want to also send me like your personal wish list for clothing. That would be fun too. That is a little side note, but that video is gonna be up, that series is gonna be going, and I want to be like posting 1 video a month for that. Another side note, I would love to do that like as a job, thrifting for people, maybe thrifting bundles for them where they send me their wish list and I thrift like 5 to 10 items for them or something like that. But being a mom, like I don't have a whole lot of time to do that. I don't know, I can make it work. I love thrifting. Anyways, let's talk about milestones, kind of fun things that have been happening with baby and when it happened. If you've got a baby who's a little younger than mine, I don't know, that's something that I always found fun, and I want this to look back on for myself too, even though obviously I have this written down for myself too. So 6-month recap. Sleep, he was awake a lot. On average, every 2 to 3 hours at night he would wake up. A good night though would be 2 wake-ups. I think we've had like 1 or 2 nights in his life that he's only woke up once, so he's never slept through the night. Schedule for his 6th month, he was nursing every 2 hours still. We introduced 1 solid meal a day, and that was dinner typically, unless we were introducing allergens. Then I liked to do it earlier in the day to watch out for any, you know, potential allergic reactions. He was still taking 4 to 5 naps. He wasn't on a nap schedule. It was just whenever he got tired, but he typically woke up for the day around 7:30 and went to bed around 9, but that also kind of varied a lot. Milestones for his 6th month, he started army crawling, so that's when he really started to get mobile. He started doing the like hands and knees and rocking. He got his first sickness. He got a cold at 6.5 months, and that was so hard, but he didn't get like super sick or anything. It did last 2 full weeks, so that was kind of rough. He started to sit by himself. He learned how to sign milk. At 6 months, he started doing it a ton, and now he doesn't do it as much, but
That's when he learned it. And 6 months is when elimination communication really seemed to like work better. That was some stuff that happened in that 6th month, and then the 7th month, I'll give you also the same thing. We'll start with sleep again, not sleeping well at night. We're still not sleeping well, but it got worse because teething was happening. Finally, I know in my last video, I was super excited. I thought that his teeth were like about to pop through. And no, not until month 7. On average was waking up 4 to 6 times at night. At 7 months old, schedule, he started going a little bit longer, 2.5 to 3 hours between nursing. Definitely was helping that he was getting solid meals. Like I said, we started 2 meals then at 7 months, and that was breakfast and dinner usually. Finally, at 7 months, we got into a routine and a schedule, and we currently are in the same schedule of 3 naps. So he takes 2 long naps and then a shorter nap later in the day. It's so nice, guys. He's finally taking crib naps like all the time. Oh my goodness, I can get so much more done. Milestones for month 7. He started pulling himself up to stand at 7 months, and he's really, really good at it. And now he'll start to like take a few steps holding on to something, which it's like, I'm not ready for that. He's turning into a toddler before my eyes, and it's crazy. He seems too young. He started waving. He learned how to wave right before our vacation, and it was so fun because at the airport he was just waving at everybody. It was so cute. He also started crawling at 7 months. That's something he picked up on vacation. We're with all of his older cousins. I think that helped. And then he got his first 2 teeth, those 2 bottom teeth, at 7 months. And it was so weird, guys. There was like not very many symptoms. He just wasn't sleeping well at night. He was very fussy at night. Also fussy during the day. He like barely was drooling, so that was kind of weird. Just wanted to give you guys that update. And then really recently, some recent changes. He is going much longer now between nursing during the day, which is so nice because I exclusively breastfeed. I have never given him a bottle because I've tried, but he won't take a bottle. So it's like I have to be with him. I can't leave him for very long. If he needs to eat, then I need to be here, which makes it very hard to just go out. If I just want to go thrifting by myself or something, even if I have, you know, my husband here to watch him, I can't be gone for long. So he finally now is going every 3 to 4 hours during the day that he's nursing. He's eating 3 meals a day. He doesn't need quite as much milk, and of course he's efficient. He still does nurse through the night. Like I said, he's up constantly. The only thing that gets him back to sleep is nursing him to sleep. That's just another thing that makes it hard because my husband is willing to, you know, get him back to sleep, but we have tried that so many times and it just makes him scream. He gets so upset. It's not worth it to me. So I take 100% of the night wake-ups, even though it's not that he necessarily needs to nurse. Maybe once or twice he actually is hungry, but usually he just needs comforted back to sleep, and the only thing that will do it is nursing. I am happy to, you know, help him to sleep. I don't want to sleep train. I want him to be comforted to sleep if that's what he needs, but it is exhausting, and I don't want to like bed share, but we have started to a little bit because I literally can't, like, I need to sleep. I'm falling asleep feeding him, so I make things as safe as I possibly can. I get the pillow off the bed, I get the blanket shoved, it's all just on my husband, and so we're just on like a clear surface. He's like basically nursing and touching me. I'm on my side, curled up. That's not something I recommend, but I can understand now being a mom, being in this situation, that sometimes you kind of are forced to. But when he is sleeping in bed, I typically am either not sleeping or I'm sleeping really lightly because I'm very nervous about it. So I usually just like, I have to nurse him to sleep and like laying down to get him to sleep, and then we transfer him to the crib. It's just a whole ordeal. I have looked into maybe doing a floor bed setup for him so I could like lay with him to get him to sleep, and then I can just go in bed and I don't have to transfer him because that usually wakes him up. So if that's something you have done, or if you have any insight on that, I am curious about what that would look like and how to make that as safe as possible. If you've got any tips for me, I want to know. That is all for right now. I really need to eat and get some things done. On the agenda for today, we're going to be having a yard sale this weekend, so I need to get everything ready for that. We've been just throwing all the stuff we're getting rid of in our spare bedroom, so I need to actually price things and get things set up. We need to get tables set up. I have a feeling it's going to be more work than it's worth, but we'll see. So that's kind of the main thing today. I've got laundry that needs put away. I want to tidy up. I have a package coming that I need to figure out how to refuse. I'm gonna write a little letter to refuse it, just in case I'm not here or I don't hear them come. It's for our diapers. So we have a Parasol diaper subscription. I really like it. I really like the diapers, but I didn't update the size before they sent the box out. So he's been peeing through his diapers. I know that they're getting too small, so I needed to size up to a size 4, and I didn't do it in time. So it makes me nervous, like trying, it's so silly. I get so like anxious about refusing a delivery, how to do that, because I just never have. But it sounds pretty simple. I was like emailing their customer support and they gave me that as an option. So that's the only option that I wouldn't have to pay, it sounds like. Otherwise I'm gonna have to pay shipping, which I don't want to do. So we'll see. Gotta do that. And then the other big thing is I really need to edit my video. I want to finish editing the thrift and gift video so I can get it up. So I'm gonna eat, get some things done, and charge this camera because it's about to die. All right, baby is awake from his nap. He woke up around 10:15. It is now 11. I have been editing and chasing a baby around, so it's time for his lunch. So let's get that together. I'm gonna show you what we are gathering for his lunch. He didn't eat much for breakfast, so he's probably gonna be pretty hungry. I always have a helper anytime I do anything. So what I'm doing is I'm just grinding up our leftovers. Beef and carrots is what I'm putting in here. Because I want to make sure he gets his iron in. So I will finish doing this and I'll show you the portion sizes I am going to give him. Once again, I use these puffs to keep him occupied while I kind of get things prepared. Here is the setup. So I use this plate to divide things. And what we're doing, showed you, I ground up our leftovers in this. Let me just finish. I wasn't quite done grinding this. And I don't like that this is plastic, but I haven't been able to find like a stainless steel version of this or something. So it is what it is, but I'm going to get this on his plate. So we've got an iron source there with his beef. And just to add a little bit to this meal, because the puffs aren't really part of the meal. It's just to keep him occupied until, there was cat hair in here, until I'm ready, and they're like air. They don't really, contribute a whole lot. So we are also doing some of this. I like to prepare most of his food myself, but it's not always realistic to do that for every meal. So Beech Nut is this brand, it's organic. All it is pumpkin and water. He has not tried pumpkin like on its own, so we are going to introduce that. Just putting a little bit there. I just got this at Walmart. It is organic and non-GMO. So here's what his plate is looking like. This is a regular spoon just to give you like a size comparison of serving size there. I don't give him a ton because he's a baby. He doesn't eat a lot. And then I like to start with the most nutritious of food first. So that would be his beef and carrots. Oh, I almost forgot. I got some different drops just because I was at Walmart. I didn't get what I got before off Amazon. So this, it's organic, liquid vitamin D. I like, again, like the other stuff I've used, this is just 1 drop. So I'm just going to put a drop maybe in his pumpkin. And I've not been doing very well with giving that lately, but I'm also not super concerned because I know he's getting some from his food as well. Uh-oh. I'm just gonna give him his lunch and try to eat something. I think we are going to go to some yard sales. Our neighborhood is having sales this weekend, so it's only, oh my. It's only Thursday, but there's some that are opened. So if we can walk to some, then we might do that just to give us something to do. So after lunch, after I clean him up and stuff, we might do that. Guys, I have such a hard time getting things done. I mean, thank goodness we have nap times, but a lot of times I'm catching up on just basic things like feeding myself, cleaning up, because I usually don't get around to like fully cleaning his area until after he's down for a nap, depending on when his meal time is, how soon after waking up. All that said, I'm usually starting with basic stuff. So things like pricing our garage sale items. That has not happened yet. It's just hard to do that kind of stuff with him because I know he's just gonna get into everything. Yeah, you're such a good helper. You want more? More? Yeah. I think he's gonna learn that soon. He really seems to be like taking it in and watching. I do that. More. Beef and carrots. I'm also gonna show you, I'll insert a picture here of our little fridge magnet that shows like what foods, it helps you track what foods you've given. I've really been liking that to help me make sure that I'm introducing new foods and keeping up on introducing allergens. Our next allergen is gonna be soy. I ordered some powdered soy milk off Amazon because I could not find any in store that I liked. I want it to be organic and non-GMO. So I figured that should work fine. The powdered form might be nice for different things. So we'll see how that goes. So far we have done dairy, eggs, wheat, and peanuts. He did react to one of them. I'm not sure if I talked about that yet, but he reacted to eggs. He got hives all over his face and his body, and I just introduce a tiny bit when I do introduce those allergens. So that is just why you always look out for things so you catch that right away. But thankfully he didn't seem to have any issues like breathing. It was just the hives. So we've cut out eggs, and what I realized is I cut out eggs of my diet and he stopped spitting up, because he had still been spitting up a bunch until I cut eggs out. That was around 7 months, I guess. I did not realize how hard it would be. Like, I've cut eggs out completely. I mess up sometimes though, because I forget that eggs are in like every baked good. The past like week, I have messed up a few times just with having, like, I have a cookie that, you know, an egg was used to make or something like that, and he didn't seem to have a problem. He didn't throw up or spit up after I consumed that, so that's good. Breastfeeding is kind of the gift that keeps on giving, just by how, like, there's a lot involved with breastfeeding. It's not just the time that you actually spend breastfeeding. There's also sacrifices you have to make, obviously, if your baby can't eat certain things. You want more water, baby? But it's fine. I'm glad that we figured it out. I just would not have figured that egg would be the thing. The other thing that I have realized seems to bother him is coffee, which is not great. But what I realized is the low acid coffee he can handle. If I drink low acid coffee, it's fine. It's the regular, so it's like the acidity of the coffee. It's not necessarily just the coffee itself. I got this off Amazon and I've been liking it. It's pricey, but it's very difficult to find low acid coffee anywhere, let alone at a good price. It was organic too, which that's great. Those are just some random things, some changes I've had to make in our diets. Feeding solids has been quite a journey, but it is also very fun because he loves to eat. Our meals take quite a while because he likes to take his time, and obviously he's learning. He's doing this for the first time. All right, I'm gonna finish feeding him and we will see you later. Here is where we are right now. I'm trying to price things. I only have a handful of things priced. It's not going super well because I'm just chasing after the baby. He's eating everything. I'm also kind of going through and pulling stuff out as I see things, and I'm like, we should get rid of that too. I still need to figure out like tables, and I don't know, I might rig something up to hang stuff on, like dresses, to actually like display things for the sale. So I don't know. I feel very unprepared. Oh, he's messing with the litter box now. Hang on. So I grabbed a pile out here to start pricing, but then I'll show you the stuff that I have in the other room too. This is what we have in here: pile of clothes, a box, and overflowing pile of clothes there. Random stuff. This picture was at this house when we bought it. It's not a ton of stuff, but we have bigger things already in the garage. All right, so I went ahead and I just brought all of my clothes out. I don't have my husband's clothes that he's getting rid of. So we can see we've got a pretty good pile to work with. So I'm trying to price things and at least get them organized by like pants, shirts, dresses, because I'm not sure exactly how I'm gonna lay things. Yeah? Do you want to help me? He's not very happy. I'm probably not gonna get a whole lot done, but we'll try. So it is another day. This is not the next day. It is, I don't know, 2 days later, I think. but I meant to make this just like a one day, day in my life. I don't think I vlogged enough for it, so we are just extending this. It's gonna be like a week in my life. Today was our garage sale. It went well, but we ended up getting rained out, so we had to cut it a little bit short. We slept horrible last night, guys. I love my baby. He's a gem, but he does not like to sleep. And I do. We stayed up way too late getting ready for the garage sale. We were up until midnight. He woke up at 12:45, and then he was just up for like an hour, up multiple times throughout the night, and then I got up at 6:30. So I did not get enough sleep. Apparently he did, because he's trying to skip this nap. He took like a broken 30-minute nap. So we're gonna go walking to other sales, if there are any, if anyone stayed open through the rain. I'll let you know if we find anything. All right, guys, we got back from our walk. There were no sales open still. I'm not surprised, because it was raining so hard. Everyone probably just gave up and wanted to move on with their Saturday like we did. But I wanted to show you, so I just washed these up. I got these off Amazon. I have been looking for more toys for him that are like perfectly for the current age and stage that we're in, because I feel like we have stuff for like younger and we have stuff for older, but not for right now. He needs more things that he can chew on and kind of play with in the way that he's playing now, which is just picking up and kind of throwing and rolling stuff. Like some of the stuff that I've thrifted and found for him, he's not ready for it yet. So I've been wanting to get blocks, but not wood blocks, because sometimes he grabs it and just like does all this, and he would like clonk himself and me in the head. So I didn't really want wood blocks for that. So I was able to find these silicone blocks, and they're a little wet because I just washed them, but they're super cute. And what I liked is that with these little like imprints, they can also be used in the future, like with Play-Doh. He could kind of stamp the Play-Doh and stuff. I just like the toys that are open-ended and able to be used, you know, throughout their childhood. This was really affordable, and it came with 8. I don't have all of them here right now, but they're really cute. I liked these colors. Like, it's colorful, but still cutesy. So really liking these. He really likes them. Yeah, they've got some squish, you can see there. And yeah, they're silicone, so they don't hurt. Here you go. You want to play with this? Yeah. Oops. So I'm thinking now, my husband's taking a nap. I wish I was, but somehow I have energy. I feel like exhausted, but I have that probably from my coffee. I have energy from my caffeine. So I want to like do stuff with that energy. We've been wanting to go to the greenhouse. We have a bank in our yard that is really atrocious to try to mow. So we've decided to let it like become a little meadow, and we want to plant some wildflowers in it. So I want to go to our local greenhouse, because we have a really nice, really big greenhouse, and see if we can get some flowers to plant there. Also, I'd like to get more flowers to plant around our house in the garden, and maybe some more plants for our vegetable garden. So they're open till 5, so I want to see if my husband would be up to going there. And then I wanted to share something random that has been on my mind. I've really been wanting to offer something for people who want to match their babies, because I feel like there's not enough of that, especially if you have a boy. So I'm wanting to start like thrifting baby t-shirts, adult t-shirts of different sizes and colors, and paint them with fabric paint, of course, and maybe do some like embroidery, whatever I feel like, but make a bunch of matching ones. And they might not necessarily match perfectly, like the colors of the t-shirts might be different, but the design is the same. I don't know if enough people would like that, or if that would be too niche. To me it would be cool. When am I gonna have time to make those things? I don't know, but my little town is starting a farmer's market, so I want to do that one week. I just think it would be fun. I think it would be pretty easy to recoup expenses, because if I'm remembering right, I think it's just $20 to rent a space for the weekend, the day. So I kind of want to try that. Plus the farmers markets are typically just in the morning, so that feels like something that wouldn't be too difficult to do with a baby, at least in the stage we're at now. I don't know. I want to hear your thoughts. Would that kind of idea be interesting? Like, would you buy something like that? And also, I don't know what would be a good price. I would have to see how much time it takes me to, and like, I don't know what would be reasonable for that. Another thing is when I'm looking for this kind of stuff online, I don't want to be paying like $70 just to be able to match with my baby. To me, I think it would be ideal if you could get a set like shirt for you, shirt for your baby for $40. I don't know, is that too much? I don't know. Anyways. That is all for that. That's really random. I was thinking of that when I was trying to go to sleep. I have a desire to be creative, but like I don't have the time or energy to, so it's a very difficult place to be. I'm gonna do some tidying, I think, and I'll see you later. I wanted to show you guys something I got today at Meijer's. This is not natural fibers. I'm giving it an exception. It's a swim diaper and it's like reusable. So I'll let you know how I like this because I don't want to spend a bunch of money on swim diapers. It was $16. We'll see. I also have some like snacky food things that I want to show you that I got for baby. I love the selection at Meijer's. I don't do most of our shopping there. We go to Aldi for most of our stuff.
Hello and good morning. It is currently 7 a.m. I managed to wake up before baby this morning. He woke up wanting fed back to sleep at 5:30, and then I got him back down, got back in bed at like 5:40. I had asked my husband to wake me up at 6, but I think he assumed I was still up and like in the nursery or something, so he did not wake me up. But baby woke up again at 6:30, so when I got him back down, now I have some time. So we'll see. It probably won't be very much time because he usually wakes up around 7:15. But my goal for this morning is to get his playpen all cleaned up and switch out the toys, do a little toy rotation, get it all nice and ready for him so that once he does wake up, he will be occupied for a little bit. So I basically extend my window of time to get some things done. So let's do that. I've got a couple new toys I'm adding to the rotation here, and then I have some, I think I showed you guys the blocks already. I'm going to be getting some of these out of here. I just feel like he's got too many options.
Here is our finished product. I'm leaving his DJ table in here for now because it's like his favorite toy. He loves it. So I set up some of the new toys over here. I like to make sure he's got space to pull himself up and stand where, you know, it's clear. So I made sure to do that. And there's a clear space under this because I know he's going to want to check that out. But yeah, I think this is good for now. I think there was just a little too much in there, and he was having a hard time deciding what to play with. And then I set some toys up outside of the playpen because I also let him play out here. Alright guys, it's a couple days later, but I had to show you what I'm working on right now. As we can see, the table, it's awful, guys. It's really messy, but I'm prioritizing enjoying my life, okay? So with nap time, I am crafting today. So I'm gonna show you a little tour of what we're doing. So we're making like patchwork shirts. So what I did first is I got all my fabric and I ironed on this adhesive. So once I did that, I like cut out the shapes, and now I'm going to like iron them on to the shirts. And my goal is to make matching ones with me and baby. So I will show you how it turns out. All right guys, I'm about to iron on the first stuff. And we've got a strawberry. So first I'm gonna iron on this part. Look how cute this is, guys. So this is just the first step. What I would do then is like sew all around it just to make sure it doesn't come undone and it looks like a little patchwork. I can't decide exactly what I'm gonna do for these other ones. I wanted to do other little fruits too. I just don't have the fabric for it. I've got little strawberries, and then I'm cutting out like some lemons. I wanted to do maybe blueberries too, but I don't have blue fabric, so I'm gonna have to wait on that. But this is the one that I'm gonna make a matching one for me, I think. But I might also make just a single strawberry one for me, because that's easy. Also, look, my nails match strawberries. They're very grown out though. I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here, otherwise it's just gonna be super drawn out. I hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry that it was a little bit scattered, but honestly, I'm not sorry because I'm sure you guys really don't care if it's consecutive days. You just wanna see a vlog. So here is a vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts. I love to hear from you guys. I love your comments. And don't forget, if you do want to be a possible recipient for my next thrifting gift video, I haven't picked that person out as of yet, so I will include the form in the description of this video. All you have to do is fill it out, answer all the questions, and then I might pick you to thrift a little bundle of baby things. Thank you so much for watching.